The moment she realizes you're not coming back. Have you ever wondered what really happens in that moment when she finally realizes you're not coming back? That quiet second when it hits her? Not the kind of realization you can brush off, but the one that sits heavy in her chest. It's not about ego or revenge. It's about something deeper. The shift that happens when she sees the reality she never thought she'd face. Let's talk about that. The first realization. At first, it doesn't even feel real. You know how it goes. She tells herself you just need space, that maybe you're cooling off. Maybe tomorrow you'll text again. The phone stays close by, the notifications are checked every few minutes, and every vibration feels like a heartbeat of hope. But deep down, something starts to feel off. The silence isn't temporary anymore. It's different this time, heavier, colder, unfamiliar. We often underestimate how powerful silence can be. When you stop calling, stop showing up, stop trying to explain, that's when it begins to sink in for her. The conversations replay in her head like echoes she can't turn off. She remembers the last time you looked at her, the tone of your voice, the way you didn't say goodbye, not really. And as much as she tries to tell herself that you'll come back like before, that tiny voice inside her whispers, maybe he won't this time. It's subtle at first, a pause in her scrolling, a long stare at your old photos, a sigh that lasts a little too long. That's the very moment the realization starts to form. It's not full-blown heartbreak yet. It's confusion mixed with denial, but it's coming. When reality starts to sink in, this is where it starts to hurt differently. The denial fades and she begins to face what she's been avoiding. You're really not coming back. And the thing about that moment is, it's quiet. It's not dramatic like in movies. It's not a loud cry or a thrown phone. It's more like a slow unraveling, a calm kind of pain that doesn't scream, it just stays. We all think closure comes with words, but sometimes the deepest closure comes with silence. Studies in relationship psychology even say that when communication stops without resolution, the human brain takes longer to heal because it keeps searching for answers that never come. And she feels that. She replays every little thing, wondering what she could have done differently, where things changed, and why you didn't fight harder to stay. But the truth is, sometimes people don't leave because they stopped caring. They leave because staying would hurt more. And maybe she doesn't see that yet. Maybe all she sees is absence, your absence in places she thought you'd always be. Her mornings start to look different. The messages she used to send stay unsent. The coffee tastes a little bland. The playlist hits a little harder. And suddenly even the places she used to love feel quieter. That's the silent ache of realization. When she knows deep down you're not coming back, but her heart hasn't caught up to that truth yet. The shift, when pain turns into understanding. Then comes a strange turning point, not the end of pain, but the start of understanding. It doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in slowly, like morning light after a long night. One day, she doesn't check her phone right away. One day, she doesn't feel that lump in her throat when your name comes up, and she starts to understand that you're gone, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, completely. It's in that quiet shift where strength begins to grow. The same silence that once hurt her starts to give her peace. She begins to fill her time differently, not to forget you, but to remember herself. There's a big difference between missing someone and realizing you can still exist without them. And that's where her healing starts. We've all heard that phrase, time heals everything. But time alone doesn't do the magic. It's acceptance that really heals. It's her accepting that what's gone won't come back. And that's okay, because sometimes love isn't meant to last forever. Sometimes it's meant to teach.
When the roles reverse. Here's the part nobody talks about enough. When she finally stops waiting, that's when you start to feel it. The energy shifts. You can sense it, even from a distance. Maybe you see her post something, maybe a friend mentions her name, maybe you just wake up one day and realize you haven't thought about her in a while, and suddenly you miss that feeling. But by then, she's changed. That moment, the one she had when she realized you're not coming back, becomes the moment you start realizing she's not waiting anymore. It's almost poetic, the way the universe flips the story. When she finally lets go, you finally start to see what you lost. It's not just her presence. It's the comfort, the laughter, the small things you never noticed before. And that's how it always goes, doesn't it? One person realizes too soon, the other realizes too late. The freedom in acceptance. Eventually, she learns that your absence didn't end her world, it just redirected it. She starts smiling for real again, not to prove anything, not to show she's over it, but because she genuinely feels lighter. There's freedom in knowing that not everyone who leaves needs to come back for life to go on. Psychologists often talk about how the brain rewires after heartbreak. After weeks of emotional withdrawal, the brain starts building new connections, new routines, new rewards, new meanings. That's exactly what happens here. She begins to find joy in things that don't remind her of you. The smell of morning coffee, the sound of laughter with friends, the peace of being alone, all of it becomes part of her healing. We often think the moment she realizes you're not coming back is the moment she breaks. But sometimes it's actually the moment she begins to build herself again, piece by piece, quietly, beautifully. Because she realizes something important. Life doesn't stop when love does. It just changes direction. Looking back from a distance. When enough time passes, that once painful realization becomes just a chapter, one she can look back on without flinching. She'll remember how it felt, yes, but she'll also see how far she's come since then. That moment, the one she had when she realized you're not coming back, becomes proof of her strength. And maybe you'll think about it too, about the time she realized you weren't coming back. You'll wonder what went through her mind, how she felt, what she did afterward. But by then, she's already moved on from wondering about you. That's the thing about healing. It doesn't announce itself. It just happens, quietly, until one day you realize the pain doesn't hurt the same anymore. The beauty in letting go. So in the end, that moment, the moment she realizes you're not coming back, it's not just about loss, it's about awakening. It's about learning that sometimes closure isn't a conversation, it's acceptance. It's about seeing love for what it was, not what it could have been. And maybe, just maybe, that's what makes it beautiful. Because she didn't need you to come back to find peace. She found it by herself. She learned the endings don't have to mean failure. Sometimes they mean growth, clarity, and a fresh start. We all have that one person who taught us what goodbye really feels like. But more importantly, we all have the power to move forward from it. And when she finally realizes you're not coming back, she also realizes she doesn't need you to.